Hey, this is the Fight Nerd. Today is September 17th, 2010. We are on the road to Connecticut, Foxwoods MGM Grand Casino, something similar to that name, for the first King of the Cage show that's going to be on the East Coast in probably a decade, if not more, maybe less, I don't know. Really long time. Either way, King of the Cage is going to be here. And we're heading up there now. We're driving. We're doing another vlog as always. And you might notice behind me there's someone's head peeking up. I'm going to show him first. That would be our newest writer on the website, Luis Toledo.
Hey guys, how you doing? How's everything?
Luis is also the event organizer for the MMA and NYC meetup group, right?
That is right, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that group. People don't know about it.
Well, it's a group of people who just want to meet up and, get fights. We'll watch the fights together, UFC, whatever you have, go to bars, and we try to get deals for people, sort of things like that, yeah.
And Luis is also doing some news writing for us, so look out for his pieces on the website. And of course, joining me as always is the one, the only, well, I'll let him think of some adjectives to describe himself. Pete Lampasona.
I would use fantastic, actually.
Fantastic or fantastic?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. What are you going for with this fantastic? This is a new word to me.
Well, you know, the company, fantastic. You see, now,
no, see,
you ruined it.
Yeah, no,
you ruined it.
Me, you ruined it, but just by opening your mouth. Let's try this again. Take two.
Okay, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, okay,
let's
go
do
ahead.
All right, okay.
And now joining me, as always, is Pete, I'll let you use the adjective to describe yourself.
You know what? I'm still going with fantastic.
You know what? Screw you. I'm done. All right, I quit. Forget this vlog. It's over. Well, either way, we're going to King of the Cage. Pete, now we actually, you've been covering the news also about Ray Mercer disappearing and reappearing and coming back from the dead like Chemo did. So now we found Ray Mercer, but he's still not fighting. So as of today, according to Guy Mesger's Twitter, Ray Mercer will not be fighting because of a 13-year-old injury. 13-year-old injury. I'm gonna go back to Pete now for his take on the subject. Pete, 13-year-old injury, WTF, mate?
You know, it's kind of funny because I got to do an interview with Ron Sparks that just because of the timing of all the events I didn't get to put up. And he really seemed like he saw this coming. Like when I asked him, he talked about how he would be mad if Ray ended up pulling out at the last minute. And this was days ago, so that I don't know what to think.
Yeah, we both spoke to Ron. He sounds disappointed from the start. I mean, it's kind of like he did see this coming. I don't even know what's going to happen tonight. I mean, no one's been announced as a replacement yet. If there was a replacement, I don't know if Ron's going to take the fight this close to it.
You know, if I had to put money, I'd say they'd probably pull someone up from the undercard.
At this point, I'm really just looking to pass this fight, or this potential fight. I'm looking up towards Abel Cullum and Jimmy Rivera for their 135-pound title fight, because that's really the real main event of the night. I mean, people are probably going to pay to see Ron Sparks, and well, they were paying, hoping to see him have a fight. But at this point, I mean, really, we all know the real fight of the night is going to be Rivera and Cullum.
I think we knew that from the start.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, the thing about it, and no disrespect to Ron Sparks or even Ray Mercer, despite the fact that he does seem to have all kind of weirdness around him in his camp. But, you know, those are two heavyweights. One is in a very transitional period in Ron Sparks, and the other one is getting ready for retirement, so no one was really expecting huge fireworks. Maybe some good stuff in the first round, but if it went past that, I wasn't really expecting much.
Well, I think it's just that it was I had a feeling that it was going to happen, you know, especially with, you know, not locating him, the promoters doing all these things for him, you know, and then all of a sudden this happens. A 13-year-old injury? Really? Like
13 years old.
Why is it could a 13-year-old, could it be like, you know, I just don't, I'm not going to say
maybe today's the injury's bar mitzvah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. So close. Yeah, I know. I mean, Pete has put it perfectly, you know. It's pretty much like all is the general idea right there. So. All
right, well, either way, we're sitting in traffic right now. Very exciting shot of the traffic as always. Wow, traffic. So yeah, we'll talk to you guys a little bit once we stop at some point, and otherwise we'll see you at King of the Cage. A vast, mateys, that would be the flag of Vince McMahon's Titan Towers. We're right now in Stamford, Connecticut, and there you can see Titan Towers, as we just said, the headquarters of WWE and Vince McMahon. Somewhere deep inside there is Macho Man Randy Savage. He's been trapped there for years trying to get out. And just recently on the website, we actually had talked a little about WWE's opinion on the matter of MMA and pro wrestling. Hey, Luis, you did the piece about what John Cena thought on mixed martial arts, so give our viewers a little rundown of what he had to say about the sport.
Well, he said he didn't like the fact that it was the MMA was not controlled, that it was too violent. It seemed that getting it from what the reporter told him was that he just didn't feel that it was. He just felt that it was just not like something that he would do, because it's just like too violent and just too many things can go wrong. But then again, you have wrestling, and it's like you have to go like how many times on a road in a year? You know, like it's almost the entire year you have to go. So it's kind of like the Mickey Rourke, the wrestler thing. Like if you ever watch that movie, I think that's like the truce. I mean, I think it's even worse than MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Pete, what are your thoughts on pro wrestling, mixed martial arts?
I think we were talking about this before you turned the camera on. I'm sort of the odd man out in this car in that I'd never really followed pro wrestling. Just as a general thing before I get into it, I do respect that it is a very physically grueling stunt show, and I would definitely describe the men who do it as athletes. However, from what I understand, the injury rates and the career-ending and crippling injury rates in professional wrestling, despite the fact that it's scripted, are generally much higher than mixed martial arts.
Yeah, absolutely. The mortality rate for wrestlers under 40 is so high. This year, we've already lost a few different wrestlers in the sport. It's amazing how, especially that is legalized in New York. You can still see wrestlers bleeding from the forehead, and to do that, they run a razor blade across their forehead. They actually cut themselves open. That isn't fake. So that's okay in New York State and City, but UFC and mixed martial arts is not, so go figure. And once again, we're still in Stamford, Connecticut. There's some traffic. We'll see you guys soon. Alright, so we made it to the arena after getting lost. We're finally here, and right behind me is the King of the Cage cage. There it is in all of its historic glory. We've got 10 minutes till showtime. Over there's Guy Mesmer and Michael Schiavello. Hopefully we'll talk to those guys later on. So what we heard now is that Abel Cullum and Jimmy Rivera was moved up to the main event, and I guess Ron Sparks' Mercer fight's totally off. So yeah, we'll let you know what happens in a little while. See you then. Behold the Southern style chicken sandwich with a whopping 2 pickles. Amazing. And Pete Lampasona with chicken selects, and I noticed that there's no V8, which you usually have. Pete, why is there no V8 today?
Well, the logical answer would be that V8 isn't available in McDonald's, which is the only thing open around here. So
do that again. This is very dramatic. This is the most dramatic thing that's happened in the entire vlog, really. It's the most action-packed vlog we've ever had. He's making it even better. Now he's actually putting it in his mouth and chewing. This is truly a tremendous vlog. And Lewis over here.
I've got fries with the hamburger. I gotta go classic. With just the hamburger, the 1950 style classic hamburger where people didn't gain so much weight. So I think this is something that good for me. Yeah.
The 50s. Remember those days? Yeah.
I remember those.
We just came back from King of the Cage, and pretty good show actually. Really good show. I don't think we missed anything. We got there a little bit late, but
the show started a little bit late, so we were all good in the end. We didn't miss a thing.
That's right. So yeah, so let's talk about tonight's fights. I guess let's start at the main event of the night, which would have been Ron Sparks and Ray Mercer. And FYI, we actually did in fact find Ray Mercer briefly. He's sitting ringside at the entire show. So apparently, whatever this magical injury was, didn't really prevent him from still sitting center of the ring, walking around, shaking hands, basically doing everything a normal person who wasn't injured would be doing. So yeah, so much for that injury. But hey, good try, King of the Cage. Gentlemen, your thoughts on the main event?
I don't believe I've ever been caught cursing on this vlog or anything official, right?
I don't believe so.
Not once, okay. That was a fucking fight.
Well, excuse me, bloodstained lane. Thanks for making this dirty.
I'm sorry, I couldn't describe it any other way. Early candidate for regional fight of the year. Fight was overall, it was incredible. I thought it came down to the last round. Round 5 was a really tight round. Like, it was the last 2 minutes that really distanced it. So it's one of those ones that was competitive the whole way, had you on the edge of your seat the whole way. Yeah, I couldn't talk up the main event more. It was fantastic.
Lewis, as you mentioned, it was a split decision for the victory, which Jimmy Rivera got. What did you think about that split decision? Do you agree with that?
Well, I do agree with it, but I think there were so many mistakes in Cullum's game. Like, I kept yelling out, "Cullum, lead and set up the kick," you know, because he was always throwing that left kick, and then he would get countered with the right straight. Abel Cullum tried to take him down so many times, but it seemed that it was to no avail, and Jimmy Rivera has good takedowns, so he took down Abel Cullum at will, so he couldn't prevent that. So I gave the nod to Rivera.
You know, those takedowns that didn't work were one of the most dramatic parts of the fight.
Yeah.
Just when you knew that one takedown would be the difference maker in that round, and he's just fighting for it and chasing him all along the fence and just doesn't quite get it. That was one of the things that made it so great.
There were 6 other fights, I believe, besides that main event. So any other fights stand out in your minds?
You know, some of them went to decisions. I actually, there was one about, I forgot, was it Oropeza?
Let me check my belt card.
Yes, please.
This is my camera bag, by the way, for anybody who wants to know. This is the glorious bag that it is. It's somewhere inside there. There we go, bout sheet.
Oh, here we go. So we had the, what was this? No, actually, it is not. It is a free seminar. It is an ad for free seminars. By the way, Chuck Zito was the idea that I pitched to MMA World Expo. That's something that I would, but that's something later. But yeah, if anyone wants to see
a free seminar from Ray Mercer
Isaac
and
Hayes,
Chuck Zito.
Isaac Hayes, you know, maybe they'll have his corpse a la the Russian president that they had it in glass entombed. Anyway,
that's the wrong
guys. Don Wilson. You skipped Don Wilson.
I'm sorry,
He's
Don Wilson
compared to Isaac Hayes.
Okay, Isaac Hayes, yeah. What is that? So they're gonna just well.
All right, sorry. Here's the bout sheet. Take 2.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
I'm not gonna edit any of that out though. So,
all right.
yeah.
So then we had the Miles Jury, great name, versus Sam Oropeza. Okay, so that was a great fight. His entire camp, it seemed that Oropeza's entire camp from Philly, from the Fight Factory, was there, but it seemed that Miles just laid the hammer down and got him in a, you know, apparently he, you know, it looked like Oropeza was game. He was definitely game, but it just, Miles weathered the storm.
I will say Sean Wilmot versus Wiseman. What's his first name? Noah Wiseman.
Noah Wiseman.
I wouldn't. It went to decision, and it wasn't an incredibly competitive fight. It's not like I'd bring it up as like a fight of the night thing. But I thought that was very interesting. Wilmot was kind of outclassed, but I really respect a guy that tough because he was dropped twice in a row by knees to the body, which takes so much fight out of you that I was really impressed that he was still able to be at all game after that happened for the second time. So that was very impressive.
All right, so King of the Cage's first show on the East Coast. Win or lose? Yay or nay?
Full on win. Couldn't have liked it better.
It was definitely a win. It was definitely a win. The great production. There were at times where you couldn't hear the fighters' post-fight speech, but you know, it was the first time in a new venue. So I think it was great, hands down. I think it was definitely something worthwhile.
All right, so there you have it, folks. King of the Cage's first show on the East Coast in quite some time. Hopefully they're coming back. We're kind of hearing some rumors now that they may be back. We can't confirm anything, but it was a good turnout, good events, good fights. You can check out the photos, of course, on thefightnerd.com. Pete Lampasona will have all of his report as well. Okay, let him do the plug.
On Mid-Atlantic Combat Sports. That's mattcombatsports.com.
What was that website? I wasn't listening.
MATCombatsports.com. mattcombatsports.com. Mid-Atlantic Combat Sports.
And the last important plug is the site that Lewis and I both work for. No, you blew it. You're done. No, thefightnerd.com. Try that again, Lewis.
It's thefightnerd.com and also MMA NYC. I'm the organizer. If you're a big fight fan but you want a place to watch the fights, come Google MMA and NYC, meet up, and we'll take care of you.
Perfect. And I'm going to steal a fry. And we will see you guys at M1 tomorrow night. See you there. Yow.